Hey! Hey! Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Well, I definitely can't see through that. But all right, where are my glasses at? There. Can't see without. I'm blind as f without with my glasses. But can you hear me now though? The bar is going up now, so mustard, inner peas, Pippadot, all my local, and national cohorts. You're here. Well, I hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate that. Joe Tallchief is here. Give it another 30 seconds and we'll start this. But I really do appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. I know this is different than our normal scheduled day for trivia. Normally we do it on Sunday, but that damn pesky Super Bowl got in the way. I still love the name Mustard. Mischief. I think it's a perfect name, and that's my favorite mustard, powdered mustard. And we're hoping um, we're within an hour right now. There's a chance that Cement Shoes will tune in tonight. In case you're wondering, Cement Shoes is still out there. I heard back. So that's a good thing. Cross your fingers like that, back and forth, whatever you need to do. Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone could tell me I messed up my hair with that wig. Anyone? But yeah, Cement Shoes is still out there. All right. So let's get this party started. This is the 393rd episode of True Crime Trivia. This trivia night might be not what you thought that you were looking for. We document stuff here, and we don't like make bullshit up, man. So if you like bullshit, you like drama, I'm thinking this is probably not the right thing for you. Skipping on. Sir James Wilson Vincent Salvo, born October of 1926, died October of 2011, was an English media personality and DJ. Well, he started off as a DJ and then he became a pedophile. Sorry, don't mean to ruin that for you. He was known for his eccentric image, charitable donations. His loans had to be with children, and hosting the BBC show Top of the Pot, true, and Jimmy Fix It. I'm taking a deep thought here and restrain myself from the what I want to say about Jimmy Fix It. Moving on. After his death, hundreds of allegations of sexual abuse made against him were investigated. No, no, not really. Leading to police to conclude that he was a predatory sexual offender and one of the United Kingdom's most prolific. Yeah, understatement. By over 200 more than the most prolific. 200 more. There had been allegations during his lifetime, but they were dismissed and accusers were ignored or disbelieved. That latter part is very true. Savile's victims alleged included young children and elderly individuals. That's the best thing about Jimmy. He he didn't care who he abused. And I am truly sorry for anyone who lives in this world. Today's trivia questions will focus on the following areas: the offender's generation, general background, the crimes committed, and the investigation. Yeah, you don't need to. Without any further delay, let's get ready to rumble on some trivia. Fight! Let me pull myself in my little corner here. Because every YouTuber has a corner, right? Which UK hospital granted Jimmy Savile unrestricted access and even turned off security that later became central to the abuse? Was it A, Guy Hospital, B, Stoke Hospital, C, Royal London Hospital, or D, Alder Hey Hospital? That's not what I want. Go back. Go back. Hold on. We got window A and window A. How the hell can window A and window A exist? That's just bullshit right there. Close. There we go. And then add scene, media, slides, back to the. That's page 2. That was this morning's. That was my bad there. Well, at least it was question number 1 and not question 34 or something like that. Now, expand. Why is it doing that? Same thing. It keeps on going back to the same thing. I'm sorry. Trying to figure this out. But why I want to expand my actual. Okay. Here's me in the corner. I don't want to make it that big. I want to make it that big. Fuck. Stupid. Goddamn internet. And see. Media. Slides. Go here. All right. I'm in the corner now. Bing, 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 bing. Number one. Now, hands up. Raise your hands if you want to stay with this question because that's where we're at. Going up here to customization. Same thing. Hands up. Nope. It just keeps on moving everything over instead. And then delete my view of the comment section. I swear to God, this is not me. I'm pausing here. I'm waiting to see if the comment and chat section comes back. Right now, it doesn't have the chat section. The tab over here to my right on the screen is not there. I have notes, QR code, and captions, but no chat. But I see that you guys are talking though, because I have a blue dot that goes bing, 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 bing like that. When the lights up and goes solid white with a blue outline when there's no one talking at all, and then it goes solid blue. Well, I wonder if I reset the stream, not the stream. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna reset the cloud. Go back to the cloud. Go that way. I wonder if that changes anything. If you see my desktop right now, you should be frightened and call the FBI. If you see my desktop right now. All right. I'm in Google, back in Google. Back to the question. And that seems to be working. Where the fuck did the chat session go? Smoke them if you got them. Where's it at? Beta customization, maybe? No, that's size, ratio, names. No, back. Close that one. YouTube. Volume. What the hell's volume have to do with this? No. Nothing at all. There it is. Top. Fuck. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. I hope you all can hear me now and see the question and everything else. I found it. Goddamn, I hate this beta shit, man. When they change stuff, and it's like they move the icon from I'm pointing to my right here with this hand. I'm pointing to my right. Everything used to be here on the right hand side, but just off of the chat, they moved a lot of it over here to the left. There's three icons over here: dot, 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 three dots, and then there is the next icon below that. It's got two like / things. Click on that. It brings up the audio, and then it gives you the option of which audio interface you want. Why? All right. Question number one. The correct answer is B as in boy. B as in boy. Stoke Hospital. We get to move on to question number two now. What role did Savile publicly claim at Stoke Hospital that helped him shield him from scrutiny? Was it A, medical consultant, B, volunteer, C, patient advocate, or D, rehabilitation therapist? God damn. That was way more work than I wanted to put into tonight. Way more. Well, thank you, Inner Peace. Question number two. The correct answer is B as in boy. He was a volunteer. He had no capacity there, so there's no reason for him to be someone of influence or anybody at all that should have been held to a different standard. He's a volunteer. You can't look at me. I'm not it. It's not me. Tag, you're it. Question number three. What year did the first written formal police report against Salvo occur? Was it A, 1964, B, 1972, C, 1960, or D, 1986? Which year was the first written formal police report against Salvo? Which year? A, B, C, or D? If you're new here, I am truly sorry for the technical issues I was having with the microphone. But it's working now because I can see the everything else. Which year was the first written formal police report against Salville? And I know it's either one L or two L's, depending upon which agency is reporting it, if it's one L or two L's in the last name. Inner Peace is going to go with 1999. Oh, that's a trivia within itself. The song and Prince. The correct answer to question number 3 is B as in boy. B as in boy, 1972 was the first written. There were multiple ones before then, but none of them were written out. 1972. Question number 4. Which police force was highly criticized for repeatedly dropping well, that's supposed to be Salville, but Salbill allegations in the 1990s? Was it A, the Metropolitan Police Department, B, Greater Manchester Police, or C, Thames Police Department, or D, West Yorkshire Police? And remember, we would never have the Pet Shop Boys and their music without the West Yorkshire Police Department. That's not the correct answer for this question, but we would never have the West Yorkshire Police Department without them fucking up everything, and and which eventually became the Pet Shop Boys. Don't guess D. I'm giving you that little clue right now. Don't guess D, Pippa. Don't C or D, but don't get whatever you guys do. Don't guess D. Inner Peas for the win. There, ladies and gentlemen, with Perry Mason. I believe it. I mean, you can't convince me otherwise. Perry Mason for the win. They did, Mustard Chief. They did. Mustard Chief and all my friends out there, Here's your bonus. Sorry. That's the most I can play. Quincy was a PDF file. The answer to question number 4 is B. Gradier Manchester Police Department was the ones that definitely fabled that. Did Charles ever release a statement about Savile? Well, Joe Talltree, yes, to your answer, to your question, but not a truthful one. How about that? How about that? That's the best I can say. Yes, but no at the same time. But yes, definitely not truthful. So, did King Charles ever release a statement about Salvo? Now, Joe Tall Chief, that is a even better question. I would have to actually go with no on that. The royal family as a whole, when the queen was alive, and as a part when it came to abuse and everything else, that the royal family and stuff was involved in, no. Um, they never released a formal statement about the abuse of indigenous children in Scotland that were made to be Christian, to just like we did in America here. They didn't. They never made a formal statement about that. They made kind of an apology. The U.S. government never did that ourselves, but we just paid money back to people, that were forced in, hey, you're of these different Native American tribes, and we forced you into a convent, and a lot of you died, and we buried you in mass graves out front. I'm sorry about the fact that we destroyed your heritage and everything else. Hmm. Do we have to offer an apology about that? How about we just give them a nice silent reparation? Yeah. And Canada did the same thing too. Our nice, friendly neighbors to the north did the same thing. But no, no. I'm going to go with no on that. But thank you again, Joe Tallchief, for the question. I mean, you always have phenomenal questions. So let's go on to question number 4. 5, I mean, 5. What BBC show frequently plays Salville in unsupervised contact with minors, even going as far as bringing them to him? Oh, this is sick as F. If you know the context of this, not context, context of this, was it A, Top of the Pot, B, Jimmy Fix It, B, C, Nationwide, or D, Blue Peter? We talk about Epstein in America. Jimmy was the UK Epstein. Why there is not 87,000 people in this stream right now will blows me away. I spent not only 1 week, but 2 weeks now documenting every one of these questions. And when you go down that stupid ass rabbit hole, you don't want to go down it. I'll probably be on a Guantanamo Bay hit list tomorrow, and I shit you not. Researching these questions, I don't know what's going to happen, but I definitely pissed some people off along the way. Definitely did. All right. This question, the answer is B as in boy. Jimmy O, or Jim'll fix it is the correct answer to question number 5. Question number 6. What internal BBC label was used to describe Savile after the first complaints surfaced? Was it A, high risk presenter, B, difficult personality, C, legacy talent, or D, untouchable star? Which one? Which one came out and they labeled him after? Remember, in 1776, we decided that we wanted to have a better nation. I picked 1776 because that's when my hoorah United States Marine Corps was formed, and we decided we wanted a better nation. We didn't want to be like the kings, and that overpowering, monarchy that controlled us all. Look where we're going. Look where we are going. Let's nationalize the elections in only 15 states. Not all 50 or 49 or 36 or any other number you want to pick, but let's nationalize the actual elections going forward in the next 5 months. 5 months from now. If you're not scared yet, you better be. 5 months. Let's nationalize it all. The correct answer to this question is B as in boy. Difficult personality. Not a pedophile. Not a high risk individual. They gave him more and more money. He actually renegotiated a contract with the BBC, and they gave him almost double after the first, allegations came out after Jimmy. To the victims, it seemed like he was untouchable. Again, not just children and seniors. Jimmy Savile, he preyed upon everyone equally. He didn't care. But don't get me wrong. He really liked those young women, just like Epstein, just like them. He liked the younger, beautiful women. I mean, I know this sounds weird, and you want to check me on this fact, and I hope you do, just like Donald Trump on Air Force One, talking about how he would love to fuck his daughter if it wasn't his own daughter, and how in the White House and the press room, how he talked about how he would love to be with her if it wasn't for the fact that it was his daughter, and how women love to be grabbed by the pussy because that's how women love to be treated. Question number 7. Which 2012 report formally confirmed Savile was a prolific sexual predator? Was it A, Operation U Tree, all one word, B, Dame Janet Review, C, the NHS Freedom Review, or D, the BBC Trust Inquiry? Anyone ever talks about my daughter that way, touches my daughter that way, my sisters, my friends, I'll be doing life plus because it's inappropriate. That's not woke ass culture. That that's treating everyone as an individual. Correct answer to question number 7 is B as in boy. Question number 8. How many institutions were linked to Savile abuse according to the NHS investigation? Was was it A, fewer than 10, B, around 25, C, just over 15, or D, over 50? Question number 8. The Epstein of the UK. Less than 39,000 people are watching. I'm looking at Facebook. We got less than 10 here on YouTube who are watching, and we got 9,219 on Facebook. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, this is the UK version of Epstein, but without the prosecution or anything else. We're almost to 10,000. We got 9,987 now on Facebook. Thank you. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up. I spent a lot of time with a lot of professionals. Researching the questions and answers on this entire thing. Subscribe on YouTube. Go over to YouTube. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. All right, next question. Question number 9. Which royal honor did Savile receive that later intensified public outrage when it came to light that Prince Andrew helped him get it? Was it A, life patronage, B, knighthood, C, order of merit, or D, the CBE? Inner Peace would like to let everybody know for the last question, it's 144,000. Guess that. Thank you, Inner Peace. I wish I could show this to you guys. Everybody's like, it's just scrolling on 144,000. I wish I could get 10% of you to come over to YouTube. Subscribe. I don't know what I can offer you though, more than you're already seeing besides channel membership. All right. Question number 9. The correct answer is B. B again, as in boy. For question number 9. Here we go. Question number 10. Which BBC department discouraged journalists from pursuing Savile's abuse allegations? Was it A, Editorial Standards Committee? B, the Newsnight Leadership? C, Legal Affairs? Or D, Audience Complaints Department? Gone, girl. I'm not ignoring you. I see you. I love you. I sent you an email. Today's Friday, Wednesday, but it bounced back. It sent it back to me and said unreceivable. So, Gone Girl, Mary, please check your email address. If maybe you're at the top of your allotted amount of emails, or it's the data, because I sent you with the email I sent you is it's got a picture of Taco Man in there, so it might have been a larger than my normal files. So, but love you, sweetheart. All right, question number 10. The correct answer. Oh, wow, here's a weird one. It's B. B as in boy. Again. That's it for our first 10 questions. I know this is weird. If you've never been here before, I hope you'll come back. But after the first 10 questions, we take a little bit of a break. All right.
And let me tell you why we take a break before you jet out of here and you decide, you're going to go to some blog or some site and trash me, and say, look, this SOB only does 10 questions, but he always says he's going to do 20. After 10 questions, I'm going to present to you, the world, at least two people who are missing and endangered. These people are from the United States, Canada, and there are several different agencies that I work with, and we need your help. You think you have never been able to help with the missing persons report, but I'm about to show you two people, if you're in the United States or in Canada, that you could help with. Now, just because the last place they saw were seen was near the Canadian border or in Memphis, Tennessee, or wherever, doesn't mean that's where they're at. With that said, I am working with all these different agencies. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the Charlie Project, the Alaskan Bureau of Investigation, particularly with the Indigenous People Missing Database, the RCMB MP, sorry, not BP from Canada, NamUs, along with state and local law enforcement agencies from across the United States. We're trying to shine a light on these cases. Some of these people are missing, but doesn't mean that they're dead. Doesn't mean it, just because they've been gone for 10 years, 25 years, whatever, doesn't mean they're dead. They're gone. They're yesterday's news. Yet last year, we had a case solved of someone who was missing from 43 years. She didn't know she was missing. Well, that case is now solved 43 years later. I want to highlight these three right here. April Dawn Andrews, missing since 2006. She walked away from her own family, technically a runaway, until she reached the age 18. But there have been hundreds of people who have called in tips about her and who have pinpointed her in the Oklahoma, Arkansas area, right in there. They know where she is. She's definitely not going by April Dawn Andrews. Her hair may be longer. She may be wearing glasses. Her hair might be longer. But if you know who she is, or maybe you have a lead that can help, you can call 1-479-451-8220. Autumn Marie Wellborn, missing since 2021. Hold on one second. Let me grab my sheet here. Anna Marie Wellborn. Again, let me give you the tip line first. 1-865-983-3620. Look at her picture here from 2001. All right. Now, crop her hair or buzz her hair to a very short, maybe about 2 inches in length, and dye it blonde. In that picture that you see of her, look at the eyes, the nose, the cheekbones, the chin line, the mouth, the way her face actually looks. Just block out the fact that she has long brown hair in this photo. Now, if you're in America, have you seen her possibly in the Billings, Montana area? Billings, Montana area after 2001. According to the FBI, there is a very good probable sighting of her in 2024 in the Billings, Montana area. And they're giving these clues: short hair, buzzed head, short hair like less than two inches in length, blondish color of hair, and maybe working next to or on a freeway on ramp as part of a group panhandling. Look at her eyes, nose, cheekbones, mouth, her structure of her face again. These are very credible tips. Again, we have another still. Sylvania Morris has been missing since 2016. Tip line is 1-415-553-1071. We have no updates on Morris's case, but I keep on stressing this. Just because you don't see them today doesn't mean that you will not see them tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, you need gas in your car. Tomorrow afternoon, you're at the AM PM with a Tom Thumb, or maybe you're at, just doing your normal errands that you would always do. You might run across a person. You have to look up. I guarantee you, with my life, that April Dawn Andrews and Anna Marie Wellborn are both out there. You just have to look up. Look up. Look at their faces. They may have changed their appearances, their name, but they're out there. I don't know about Sylvania Morris, but if I get a tip on that one, I will. And we're not even to our first two cases of missing persons tonight. I'm just running this because I have actual real live tips, updated tips on April Dawn Andrews and Anna Marie Wellborn. Credible tips that the FBI, their families, and everybody else are going after. These are real things, not like we may have seen them. These are real, credible tips back to, again, because we keep on profiling them over and over again. There are people out there looking for their loved ones. Never give up hope. Like I said, the oldest missing case report was solved after 43 years. Cold case was solved after 43 years. Our first case tonight, and your actual break starts right now, is Kelly K. McGinnis, otherwise known as Kelly or Kel. Disappeared at the age of 60 in 2025, Caucasian female. Last seen location is Seattle, Washington. 1983, 6th of 2028. 28 was the last time she was seen. She's 5'5", 160 pounds. Blonde hair,
blue eyes, unknown habits or features, no scars or tattoos, medical conditions, nothing that would make her disappear. McGinnis was last seen leaving the Bears Motel in Seattle, Washington on June 28, 1983. The motel was located at the southbound intersection of 216 and Pacific Highway, or the PCA. McGinnis was a sex worker in the area and planned to work the area near south of 216 that evening. She had never been heard from again. Her pimp reported her missing 2 days after her abduction or initial disappearance. McGinnis's daughter. Yeah, daughter. She's a mother. Not that she wasn't an individual already, like so many other people. She's a human being. She had friends. She had a family. She had a pimp. Don't make light of that. Some of them cared, especially about the money. But I joked at that aspect. Again, McGinnis's daughter was eventually adopted by another family. Her firstborn child, a boy, was placed up for adoption shortly after his birth in 1980. She was around for that, and she gave up her son because she knew she's drug dependent. She was hooked on crack, and she couldn't get away from it. Her pimp, who later reported her missing, was the first person. Two of her fellow workers, I guess you call them, reported her missing same day. And that's going to play into light here in a minute. Investigators soon came to the conclusion that McGinnis may have been a victim of the Green River Killer. Other possible victims of the murder may include Patricia Osborne, Patricia LeBlanc, Christy Volek, Casey Lee, Deborah Wims, and Lucille Sanders. Of all the names that are in red right there, every one of them but one has been confirmed to be a victim of the Green River Killer. Same dates, months, locations, everything else as McGinnis. Again, McGinnis is not listed by the FBI or any other law enforcement agency as a victim of the Green River Killer because they have not found her body. Her body and her killing, her and everything else predates by 1 year, 2 months, and 3 days of the FBI talking to Ted Bundy about the Green River Killer. Again, over 1 year prior is when the actual date that the FBI would talk to Bundy and learn what the Green River Killer was actually doing. Let me go back now to her photo. I know it's the 1970s, and we got the hair all curled. In 1980s, we have that as well. But look at her eyes, her nose, bone structure. If you know anything at all about her disappearance of McGinnis, you can contact the King County Sheriff's Office at 206 296 4155. If you think that you can call a sheriff's department and remain anonymous, well, you're wrong. Let's just move on from that. Any law enforcement agency in the world, if anything about, who knows anything about Gary Ridgway, did with her, she is sadly just one of the many victims who have never been recovered. That's an understatement, a vast understatement. Gary Ridgway is still talking to the FBI and state law enforcement agencies across Washington state, to anyone that'll listen to him, to try to help them. Not even a year ago, Ridgway was trying to find a way. He doesn't have any motive now, other than his pending doom. He's not going to get any time off of his sentence. He doesn't have a book to write. But Ridgway has killed way more than anyone knows. We really need to look at the time and the years when Ridgway lived in the Spokane area before he moved to the west side. And I'm sure probably after he's gone, which shouldn't be that much longer, we're going to find out that Ridgway's number was 50, 80, or more. I personally believe that Ridgway started killing way before he ever left the service. The signs were there. The mentality was there. The psychosis was there. Some of them take off years, but some of them, they look from the outside, looking in. They didn't take off time at all. And what they did is they got very inventive about how they hid their bodies. Just like Baumeister. Stop dumping them in a culvert. Put a little bit more forethought into how you get rid of them. Our second missing persons is Robert James Bolin. Yeah. All right. Hold on. I gotta go to page 2 here. Yeah, page 2 news. Also known as Bob or Bobby, age 40 in 2025, Caucasian male. Last seen locations, the state of Colorado. That's not actually true, but we'll go with that. We'll run with that because that is on his missing persons report. Last seen on 8/11 of 1985. He is not 1'6". He's actually 6'1". I'm sorry, but that was a mistake. He is 6'1", not 1'6". He is not 12 pounds. He is 120 pounds. Skinny as a fucking bone. Nothing to him at all. Brown hair, brown eyes, no known habits, features, or tattoos, no known medical conditions, scars, or anything alike that would stand him out. Again, let me reiterate and make sure you're absolutely sure this man is not 1'6". He is 6'1". He's not 12 pounds. He's 120 pounds at his lightest. Oh, Boeing left his 18-month-old sister, Ashley Ellen Bowen, and her boyfriend, John David Hinton. Sorry, I have it here on the screen as John David Hinton. But in my report here, I have David John. By the time they resurfaced in Louisiana, Robert was missing. Lori gave Ashley to the Louisiana couple to raise. What the hell happened there? I didn't click anything. All right. Well, go ahead and look at this picture, anyways, so I'll just read you the difference. For Robert James Boland. Robert James Boland was not last seen in Colorado. He was actually last seen in the Provo, Utah area. He actually signed in on the guest book at the logo University of Utah Mormon Church's book. That is a book that you would sign in as a visitor. All right. Robert had an issue with, what's the best way to put this other than so I can skip forward and make this short. Look, Robert was struggling with his sexuality. That's the best way I can put it. He never came out to his friends, his family, or anybody else that he was gay. But he did post online that he was struggling in a group, and this is pre-internet in the 80s. It was a group called the 351 group. He posted to this. It's like a bulletin board thing where you have things for sale. You are looking for other people. And in this 351 group, he posted that this is the message. I'm going to read you it word for word. I have a concern about my life going forward. I'm safe. I'm good. I'm in a good location, but I'm confused going forward. Can you email me back and let me know what to do from here? End quote. That is the message he posted again on the 351 group. The 351 has nothing to do with locations, zip codes, area codes, prefixes, nothing at all. It's just the name of the damn group. I didn't start the group, so don't ask me if there was a meaning behind the actual creator of the bulletin board
351. So, after that message, going forward, he was seen for the next 6 months. And he showed up at a place called Device Services, where he actually got a part-time job after the date he was last seen of 8/11 of 1985. Device Services. He received a job there part-time, helping people as a computer technician and a technician on other devices. Think of it as a precursor to Geek Squad. He helped people with everything from televisions, radios, 8-track players, and their home stereo systems, and the precursors to the first home computer system. Again, 1985. I know home computers and Apple was out then, but apparently something was. Anyways, moving forward. The next paragraph. He started to earn a minimal income working for another group called Camera Plus, which later became Black Cameras. I've heard of Black Cameras before. They used to have small little stores where you could take your film in and get them developed and buy cameras and stuff like that. But I'd never heard of Camera Plus. He started to receive an additional income working with Camera Plus, and then decided shortly thereafter he went off the rails and no contact at all, and then contacted his sister and said to her sent her the following message. My cat. I'm often worried about my cat. I need you to come to my home and get my cat. Please respond back to me. This was 1986. Does not give a date of the month or which part of 86 it was. But please come get my cat. Now, looking again at Robert James Bowling. Next page. There is a chance that Robert James Bowling did something to harm himself. You need to look out for the following individuals in and around who are still, as of 2025, yeah, I'm bringing it home, 2025, in the Los Angeles, California area. The FBI is looking for someone by the name of Tech, Techch, double H is there. That's an online name, Tech, Techh. Again, so it's the online name, that's not their real name, along with a woman who goes by the name of Melissa Charles. Charl. Melissa Charles. That is those two names, online screen names. The FBI wants to talk to those two people, particularly. All right? I know he has been missing since 1985. But again, the FBI wants to speak with both of those individuals in the connection to his disappearance. And trust me, if you know either one of the people who go by those screen names, after 30 years, there's a good reason why the FBI is looking for him. They're not looking for him like, hey man, he left a pot with some flowers and Tootsie Rolls in it for you. They're not looking for to give out like actual remains or Tootsie Rolls to these people. They're looking for him because they're connected to his disappearance, murder, something, the crime behind it all. Now, geez, I talked forever there. My throat's dry. Probably lost 90% of you. You're all like starting snoring already. Without further delay, let's get back to our programming. Why were many Savile allegations not prosecuted during his lifetime? Was it A, poor forensic gathering, B, victim intimidation, C, institutional defense, or D, all of the above? Question number 11. Why were many of Savile's allegations not prosecuted during his lifetime? And remember, smoke them if you have them, or smoke them if you got them. I'm truly sorry if I bore or I do a lot during the middle of my trivia night that is off-putting to so many people out there. I am truly sorry about that. If I could find a way to make a living, to pay the bills, just talking about people who are missing and endangered, that's all I would do. 7 days a week, I would. And then the only phone number I would give as a repository to me for people to leave tips. But I can't. I make $1.18 every week doing trivia. I spend 35, 40 just doing the research. But it's not the point. I don't make money at this. I do it because I love it. It's what I need to do. Question number 11. Is D as in dog, all of the above? Is the reason why Savile was not prosecuted for all of his crimes during his lifetime. D as in dog, poor forensic gathering, victim intimidation, and institutional defense. The reason why he never was brought to trial for a lot of his crimes. Question number 12. Which UK charity distanced itself after abuse by Savile became public, even though they had internal memos about it? Was it the NSP, CC, B, the Broadcasting Benevolence Fund, or C,
the Prince Trust, or D, the British Heart Foundation? My doggy is doing zombies and wants me to play with her. Hi, Gayla. I hope you're doing well, Gayla. I'm sorry if I missed you throughout the comment section earlier. I really am, and for everyone else too. I really am sorry if I didn't comment or reply or read your actual post. I'm not ignoring you. I'm doing something obviously, and every once in a while, I'll be reading something and then I'll look over to my comment section is to my right, but I have a comment section on the right and on the left. My moderators are on the left. So you don't see their comments or what they're talking about, but I have dual comments left and right of the question and the screen with me in it. And I don't mean to ignore you. I really don't. And I'm truly sorry. I know I miss people and I miss comments. For that, I'm sorry. The correct answer to question number 12 is C. C as in cat, the Prince Trust account. They ignored everything. The allegations and everything else came in for years, and they just kept on what? Looking that way. What? Looking that way. Anything but on the actual allegations themselves. Question number 13. Oh, that's 14. Go back to 13. Which decade was later proven to have the highest volume of reported abuse instances that were ignored? 1950s, A, B, 1940s, C, 1980s, or D, the 1970s? Which decade had more allegations of abuse that were ignored? Which decade was later proven to have the highest volume of reported abuse instances? Question number 13. The correct answer is D as in dog. D as in dog. The 1970s. From 1970 through 1979, there were more allegations against Jimmy about abuse, sexual, physical, against not only children, but adults, senior citizens. It was rampant. At some periods of time between 1970 and 1979, there were 93 allegations per month. 93 per month during that part again between 1970 and 1979. There are allegations at one level of 93 allegations per month. I'm not going to get into the hindsight of looking at it and tell you what percentage of that is, turned out to be true. But 93 allegations in some months between 1970 and 1979. Question number 14. In the hundreds of reports, Why didn't more victims from families come forward while Savile was a down below believe Savile was being protected. B, feared of media backlash. C, pressured from the royal family to not do it. Or D, lack of support from police. In the hundreds of reports, question number 14, why didn't more victims come forward? Question number 14. You got this one. I know you do. I know you're smart cookies out there. Don't follow the leader down the rabbit hole. Think for yourself. I know you got this one. Remember, 93 allegations in some months between 1970 and 1979. 93. At least Jeffrey Epstein had an island. I know. Bad joke. This happened in plain sight in the UK. Question number 14. The correct answer is A, as an apple. They believed that Jimmy was being protected because they saw multiple people come forward with the same allegations against Jimmy, and nothing ever happened at all. So, do you bother to report it? Do you go forward? Do you hire, what do they call an attorney in Britain? Consulate. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Do you hire someone to fight for you? No. You become grateful that you're out of that, away from that predator. Question number 15. How many victims did police estimate Savile abused between 1970 and 2010? Was it A, around 50, B, around 500, C, around 100, or D, around 200? Question number 15 of 20. How many victims did police estimate Savile abused between 1970 and 2010? Ellen, ignore that. Ignore the troll. I've already blocked the troll. Question number 15 of 20. The correct answer is B as in boy. Around 500 people. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein looks like a fucking piddling compared to Jimmy. Around 500 people
were abused by Jimmy Savile. Seniors, children, adults, teens. Jimmy didn't care. He abused everyone. He loved the little children. He loved the prepubescent, teenagers. He loved the teenagers. He loved the elderly. Jimmy didn't care. Keep on putting him in situations where he can abuse more. Question number 16. What did Savile say publicly to the police when confronted about allegations? Was it A, publicly apologize? B, legal and physical threats? C, silence? Or D, said, speak to my attorney or lawyer? What did Savile say publicly to the police when confronted by the allegations? Smoke them if you got them. Hi, Mel. Right? Right earpiece. Epstein did it. Wasn't me. The answer to this question was Savile said the following: speak to my lawyer. No comment. Every time the allegations came up, and apparently it was a baluster, because I have that coming up, that word coming up in my notes. Baluster? Is that an attorney in the UK? I don't know. But he said baluster comes up further on. So I guess it's like an attorney. I have no comment. Talk to my baluster. Question number 17. Which hippopotamus action did almost all institutions take regarding Savile's memorial? Was it A, legal, they preserved them, preservation? B, publicly contextualize them? C, quiet removal? Or D, government protection? Let me read that question for you again. Question number 17. What hippopotamus action did almost all institutions take regarding Savile's memorials? In case you're wondering, there were a total of 4 different hospitals that recognized Jimmy Savile on the outside of the actual hospital or on the internal side of a hospital as you went into one wing of the hospital over another. On top of that, there were not one, but 3 different statues that were erected. I can actually talk. Erected outside of hospitals and cancer centers that depicted Jimmy Savile with a cigar. Now, take the cigar away, there were two more that depicted him as a saint and actually talked about him being a someone who raised a lot of money for children of cancer and different disabilities. So that's a lot of goddamn things. But what did they do preposterously? What was their actions afterwards? Question number 17. That would be a good guess, Gala. But Pippadot for the win. C as in cat is the correct answer. They quietly removed Jimmy and all the statues and everything else and his name from plaques. They did it all just nice and quietly while no one was looking at all. Question number 18. Which profession was most frequently among Savile's enablers? Was it A, medical administrators, B, law enforcement, C, entertainment executives, or D, all of the above? Question number 18 of 20. Which profession was most frequently among Savile's enablers? He was, Mel. He was definitely idolized. But question number 18. I forgot to tell everybody because, our favorite, fan is not here. Just remember to be on all chat or live chat. That is my bad. Well, yes, they'll still exist in form of battle service and military. Thank you, Pippadot. Thank you very much. I didn't know. I'm looking at my notes here. I see baluster, and I'm like, what the fuck is a baluster? I should probably read my notes more. But question number 18, the correct answer is again D as in dog. All of the above. They all enabled him to be the way that he was and do what he did. Just like in America with Epstein. Changed the names of them. Administrators, hell yeah. Law enforcement, hell yeah. Entertainment executives, hell yeah. When it came to Epstein, all of the above is the correct answer for question 18. Question number 19. Which BBC failure was most criticized in retrospect reviews? Was it A, poor vetting, B, lack of whistleblower protection, C, editorial suppression, or D, inadequate apology? Question number 19 of 20. What BBC failure was most criticized in retrospective reviews?
Oh, I missed the trash can on that one by about that far. Should I drink next? Orange soda? I'm thinking about an orange soda. Or maybe a crush or a lemon lime. Dr. Death. Cheers to everyone. Dr. Death is in the house. Orange? Cat ain't canary. I'm sorry. If I missed you earlier, I'm truly sorry. Cat ain't canary. The only orange soda I have is Sunkiss. Cream soda? I don't have any cream soda. I got a squirt. All right. In a nutshell, if Costco doesn't deliver it to my house, and if they don't stock my refrigerator, I'm never going to get it. And nobody will come here and stock my refrigerator, so I'm never going to get it. Question number 19. But I stock my refrigerator of liquid death. I do. Question number 19. The correct answer is C as in cat. So, in total, there were 9 different people who investigated Jimmy and the allegations against him. 9. Going back to before his popularity really took off. And every time they wanted to either print something, talk about it on television, put it out there in some form and all. Every time, editorial, the rights and ways committees or whatever it may have been at the newspaper or the television, they told them, hell no, you can't talk about this. He's a national icon. And what he's doing is so good for children, especially sick children. They just look the other way. It's like here in America, the allegations against Bill Cosby started like, 10, 15 years before the first trial and allegations against Bill Cosby about drugging women and raping them. But we turned the other eye to the other direction, and then we had the Cosby Show. And now in hindsight, it's like, holy Christ, how the hell do we do this over and over again? So do not look at the UK as like, oh, well, backwards fuckers. I say that in hindsight only because I'm an American, I guess. Question number 20. How many victims took their own lives because Savile was never brought to justice for the abuse? Anything more than one is too much. Okay? Was it A, 8, B, 19, C, 109, or D, 42? Question number 20 of 20. How many victims took their own lives because Savile was never brought to justice for the abuse? Right? Mel, Bill Cosby was a national treasure here in America. He was a stand-up comedian. He was the father that everybody needed to emulate. He was not on top of that. He was African American. He was a role model within that community. On top of it, he was a professional who was raising a family, something to atone to or be part of, something to admire. And now we know. And he was protected 40 years, I think it was. Allegations kept on coming out about him, and everybody looked the other way, just like Jimmy. But question number 20 of 20. How many victims took their own lives because Savile was never brought to justice for the abuse? Joe Tallchief chimed in with the correct answer. The correct answer is 8. 8 individuals. And they all left notes about their abuse and what the reason was because of it. And it was all because Jimmy Savile, they brought the allegations to law enforcement, to the nation, and nobody fucking believed them. Sorry for my cursing. And they ended up taking their lives. And they left notes about it. 8. 8 deaths are connected to Jimmy. Now, I know a lot of people out there are feeling like the world is absolutely going to shit. Maybe they're Americans, maybe they live in Scotland, Ireland, the UK, Dubai. Now, if you're in Dubai, you already know your world's going to shit because, different reasons. But anyways, wrong example. A lot of people out there that know tomorrow is very bleak of a chance of being a better today. If I would have gone with just my personal knowledge on this one, I would have gotten 3. 3 correct before I put the questions together. Got a question? Think I got something wrong? Please email me at 411now business. Not as my friend Steve, who cannot, for some
forsaken fucking reason, Steve. Steve, it's not 4-11. It's 4-1-1 now. Not 4-11 now. 4-1-1 now. Fuck. Known the guy for 50 years, and the asshole still can't get it right. But anyways, if you got a question, whatever, email me at that email address that's in the blue right there. Next week's trivia, there won't be one. No, I'm talking. When I put this together, remember, I was sick. Not next week, but I'm talking about tomorrow. There will be no trivia tomorrow. Okay? Saturday night, we're doing trivia tonight. Tomorrow, there will be no trivia. Now, with that said, hold on. Let me get the next page here. We're going to go to 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. 21, 22, 23, 24. Those 4 years. During those 4 years, I did live trivia during all 4 of the years. I had 2, I had 4, I had 2, I had 3 people who showed up for trivia. Each year, I had 10, I had 6, I had 10, and I had 7 people who said, "Oh my gosh, an alternative to my husband watching the football game. I would love to, take part of your trivia night." Didn't show up. This is why I'm doing trivia tonight as opposed to tomorrow. Now, I already see the number online on YouTube. Our highest number was 11, maybe 12, but I'll check tomorrow. And we had 11,392 on YouTube, on Facebook. Almost 12,000 people watched tonight's program on Facebook. Thank you to each and every one of you. Remember, and I want to reiterate this so much from my friends who are YouTube creators who are out there. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket. If you put all your eggs in one basket, you're going to feel like an absolute failure. Okay? Put your content out there in multiple channels. And additionally, for all these channels and for YouTube, do not put your value on the numbers. There are so many people out there, and these sites don't record the views and the interactions correctly. Why would they want to? It's not in their best interest to do it, ever. I mean, you think Mr. Beast, when he uploads a short, always gets 96 million on a short and not 1,000 less or 1,000 more? No. It always just says, Mr. Beast put out a short video on a candy bar. 92. My friend Casey, he puts out a video or a live stream, he gets 8 people. 8. He's happy with 8 because he knows his reach is a lot farther than that. Because 3 days down the road, 113,000, 190,000. For some reason, though, they want to push these other numbers out to you. Or, I'm only talking to creators out there, though. Just like my subscriber number for the rest of you. It's not even close to what it is. They're like, oh, he's only got 43,000. But there's more. I just wish they would join the live stream. They're not on YouTube watching the live stream. They're on other platforms that I'm streaming to. Mainly X, I'm not streaming to, but people still are tuning in and finding it through X for some reason. I got to look into that. I don't know how that's happening. I really don't. I don't know if there's somebody putting a link on X. I mean, like, here on YouTube, you click the share button and it shares it out. I don't know if there's somebody sharing it and copy and pasting that to X, because I'm definitely not streaming to X anymore. But got a lot of goddamn people watching on it. Don't know how that's possible. All right, so I know I'm rambling on. I don't think I missed anything tonight. I don't think so. If I did, drop a comment down below. Tell me what I missed. But either way, I appreciate every one of you being here tonight. I hope you're all able to stay safe and warm. I don't know. I haven't looked at the comment section, and I may not be able to later on, because sometimes they're there. There's sometimes YouTube's like, boop, they just fucking disappear. But if anybody's heard from Cement Shoes, Pippa, Gala, all my normal regulars, friends, and stuff like that. If you have heard from Cement, Zelda, if you guys have heard from Cement, send me, fire me off an email. I need to, and I want to keep abreast on it. Joe Tall Chief, for you, geez, well, you're the one that decided to stay in the frozen tundra, but I respect that. Have a great week, everyone. Remember, no trivia tomorrow night. No. I will be nowhere near a computer tomorrow. Bye.